Model year 18 Beta 300RR, getting zen with my Beta. Well folks, it's been 2 years since I bought this beauty, and I wanted to go through kind of what the last year has been, what I've done, where I'm at. Do I still like it? What's the future hold? Things like that. So really for 2019, most of what I've been doing is riding. Have been making big changes. Got a little over 100 hours on the bike. There's Sunny here in the video again. A little over 100 hours. So I know I've had comments, guys telling me they do 100 hours in a month, and I'm sure they do, and I think that's awesome. I'd love to hear how these bikes hold up with that kind of usage. But right now, as far as mechanical goes, haven't bought any Beta parts yet. I've worn normal things out, and let's talk about some of those things. So, new chain and sprocket, primary drive system all the way. I run a 1352, so I'm on the East Coast and I'm all single track. And so I ride typically in 3rd and 4th gear. That gives me 2 gears up and 2 gears down, which is awesome. I put a new chain guide on when I did it. So this chain has actually had quite a bit of rides on it, and it's just starting to need to be tightened up. I've changed the tire once. I usually run the Shinko, but I gave this Tusk Recon a try, and so far I'm really liking it. Not just for the price point, but I like the tire overall. It's nice and rubbery. It's held up pretty well, should hold up really well. I put a solid brake rotor on. That's something I do to all my bikes, and I just like that. It makes the brake pads last a lot longer, so I highly recommend that. Set of rear wheel bearings, pretty normal. I did a video about the seat cover. I changed it out to guts here, and you'll notice, and I've got a video on this, had to stitch it once. So that's an old technique that we used back in the day. We used to stitch a lot of our seats together and a lot of other things. So I got a video on how I did that, and that's held up great. I think I had 2 rides on this seat before it blew apart, and now I've got a ton of rides on it, and it's held up great. So I'll show you the video on that. 2 big changes for this year. One, you'll notice the forks say MVR on it. I had the forks and shock revalved. Guys, I'm telling you this. If you've never done it, and I've always held off, why would I need to do this? I'm not that good. Why would I need to do this? You know, I do all right. Guys, get it done. I have never ridden a bike that I've owned that's had better suspension than this. So find a good suspension tuner that knows betas. MVR Motivation Racing here in the South. Mark does a fantastic job, but this bike now goes all the way through the travel. There's nothing harsh. I don't adjust the clickers when I'm going fast. Last week we rode at Loretta's and it was very fast, and I didn't adjust them, and then we ride in a tight single track, and it just as plush as can be. It's no closed chamber, but for open chamber, it's just amazing. And the other thing, some of you by now might have noticed that I have a black gas tank. And first of all, I think it makes the bike look awesome. And the reason I did that is after the first year with the translucent tank, it starts to turn brown. And brown against that white plastic kind of looks cruddy. So just for the heck of it, I was looking around, and one of these popped up. This is from the original year of the Betas. I think this is a 14. It's actually a little bit smaller. And again, for the way we ride, it hasn't given me any trouble. I've always have plenty of gas, and I've ridden on that tank close to 40 miles without any issues. But the black looks a whole lot nicer. So it keeps the bike looking sharp. Like that very much. Did put a set of brake pads up front, normal, but no wheel bearings yet. I run the Shinko 546 front tire, and it's the 9100 size. Hands down the best front tire I have ever ridden. And if you notice, there isn't a notch, there isn't a chunked, there's nothing. This thing goes and sticks everywhere. Yeah, the bike's still dirty. I haven't cleaned it up from Loretta's. I did break the bulb this year. I didn't break the housing. Well, I did break the housing. The housing broke. Not from a crash. I think it just broke. I've got a video on that to show you what I did there. Fixed it. The light's just there for me for decoration. Doesn't do anything else. Motor-wise, haven't done anything other than normal maintenance. Oil changes. That's it. Jetting spot on. Remember we had the JD jetting kit. Spot on. I checked the plug. One thing I did want to do was a compression test, but I couldn't because I can't get my compression tester in between the cylinder and the frame. So I'm going to be looking at a right angle fitting. Fan, absolute must if you don't have one. I set mine down at 175. It comes on after a hill climb, goes off. I direct it to the battery. Still running the stock battery. You notice from one of my videos, this was a custom fan install. You know, new grips, normal stuff. Speedo's still good. I haven't crashed into it, so I haven't broken it, but it still works. Changed the battery. Still running on the stock battery that came with it. So that lithium-ion battery, I've been very happy with. And it's the same one, so I don't know when it's going to die. But, you know, overall, the bike hasn't vibrated apart. There's no big diggers from vibration or things that have worn out. Been very happy with that. You know, regular air filter changes, regular maintenance. Every time I go and clean the bike, it gets a new air filter, a clean air filter. Aluminum skid plate, it's held up fantastic. Kickstand pad. I get a lot of comments about my plastic kickstand pad that cost nothing. Well, it's held up great. And the funny thing is the new betas have the same thing. Again, shock has been revalved, works way better. I did blow the shock seal at about 80 hours. So normal. Fork seals, normal. They last me about 40-50 hours and then they blow. Normal stuff. Again, for what we do. Still using the stock hoses. So the big question is, after 2 years, do we keep it or do we sell it? Well, the 2020s are awful nice, the new design. I think at this point I'm going to keep it another year, and next year I might go and get a 2021. But I talked to a lot of people about these bikes, and a lot of orange riders look at them. They won't ride this bike, and I think they're afraid they're going to like it. I really think that's it. Because when they do, when they change over, they just keep saying, hey, this bike is really nice. Why wouldn't you change over? Pay less, get more, enjoy it more. What a tractor of a bike. What a great machine. No complaints. Really, I'm kind of at the end of things to do that I want to do because it just works. It's kind of get on the bike and ride it. Foot pegs got a little worn, so I sharpened them a bit, normal. Brake pedal's a little worn. That can be sharpened or replaced, but that's just preference. Muffler O-rings, or the pipe O-rings there. Those replace those at about 80-90 hours, no big deal. The KTM ones fit those, or get the beta ones from your beta dealer. But normal wear. Looked up the cylinder. When I took the pipe off, it looks gorgeous. Changed the brake fluid, normal maintenance stuff. These Fastway bar guards are fantastic. I've enjoyed these a lot. Decals for the bike have held on, although sometimes, you know, you'll get a little, this one here is a little bit weak. I'll put a little glue on there, but it's held up fantastic for 2 years. Some pretty nasty riding. Super enjoyed it. So would I buy another one? Absolutely. Would I buy another beta? No question. Would I look at anybody else's bike? Not really. Why would I? Why would I want something different when I found something that works so well? So hey guys, tell me what you want to see. Tell me what you want to know. Tell me what you want to learn about on these bikes. If you don't know, ask. I'm always willing to comment. I'll help you any way I can. I work on these bikes. I work on all bikes. But good thing is you won't have to work on your beta that much, that's for sure. Just keep them clean and keep them maintained. Lots of dielectric in each one of the connections. Oh, here's one more thing that I did. I'll do a video on that. But modified the steering stop a bit so that I can get a little more turn out of it. Not something super crazy that I had to have, but just something that I could get a little bit more out of it. So I got a video coming on that. So hey, let me know what you want. Let me know about your beta. I get lots of neat comments, lots of videos watching people enjoy theirs. And keep riding on. Keep on subscribing and like the post. Thanks much.